I need to buy for this. This is a Macintosh Color Classic, and it is way too big for my camera angle. So I need to figure out what power supply this has in it so that I can buy the cap kit. But you don't know unless you open it up. So we're going to do that. We're going to open it up. I just got to figure out what it takes. It takes a Torx bit. You can see that much. I think that's it. No, it needs to be a little bigger than that. I think it's a T15. Yeah. Oh, does 19 does it want its computer back? So this one won't do anything at all. It won't turn on. It doesn't boot. It literally, you hit power, you hear a snap, and it does absolutely nothing. So, all right, 4 screws. Is that really all it takes? I don't believe it. Does this come off? How does this come off? Oh yeah, that comes off. Is there more screws? Oh, you can access the whole motherboard this way. You just pull it out? No way you can just pull it out, right? It looks like it's socketed. Is that what you're supposed to do here? Dude, they made these things so easy to service. Look at that. There's the Mobo. It has nothing socketed in it. It's probably supposed to. Maybe that's why it won't boot. Anyways, how do I take this off now? I got the 4 screws out. Yep, it just slides up. Okay, there it comes. And just like that, you're in. God damn, Apple. That is a great design. I freaking love it. Fantastic. Good job, guys. All right, and now we can see our... That's all monitor board there on top. I see a hard drive. I'm supposed to be looking for some sort of power board, but I'm not seeing one. Power board, where are you? Are you hiding over here? No, this is our floppy. This is our hard drive. This is our connectors to the CPU, which we have over here. This is our power board. Power comes in right here. So this is our power board. But when I go on console 5, it wants to know. This is a Sony CRT. Yeah, we've been at this for a while. Let's see here. So if I go to console 5 Color Classic, get a cap kit for it because that's what I want to do. Analog PCB LC575. So this is I see a V9324 up there. I assume this is the analog board. Don't see any other identifying features on this. I also don't see any leaking caps. I mean, these are all Nikons. Oh, here we go. Apple Computer 630-0349. I don't know what this board is supposed to look like fully populated, but it seems kind of bare. Like this is an empty socket. There's no chips over here. Will it boot like this? Don't know. But the screen doesn't even come on currently. It does not do jack shit. It just stares at you and doesn't know what to do. You plug it in, you flip the power switch, and it makes a pop. Really, not very loud pop, not like nothing crazy. It just kind of pops, and then it sits there and stares at you. I can plug it in now, and we can see if we see net glow. The main chip is removed. Okay. Well, that would fucking do it then, wouldn't it? Without that main chip, probably does a whole lot of nothing. That's the CPU, huh? Well, this guy on applefritter.com, his one isn't populated either. Recapamac.com has a picture. Yeah, his looks like that too. See, that's empty. This is empty too on his. Recapping the logic board. This is an easy recap. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 surface mount caps. I don't see anything on here that looks glaringly, obviously bad. You guys want to play with high voltage? Let's play with some high voltage. So, if I plug this in, is the neck board fully seated? Yeah, seems to be. We plug this in, and it is currently off. Let's see if we see anything happen. All right, we're gonna hit on. You hear a click, and that's it. I don't see any CRT net glow. I don't hear any signs of life. That's all it does. It just clicks at you. CRT's definitely not on, or we'd be able to fuck with the settings. That's all you get. I do see a fuse down there. That's an easy first try. Check that fuse. And everyone knows our rules around these CRTs, right? Everyone knows the rules. We're not fucking with this anode unless we discharge it. Right, gang? You gotta know the rules of the trade here. That's a good fuse. I mean, I don't know. I need to do some more research on this. Okay, let's see if we can figure out on console 5 what we need to get. See, it says Color Classic Perform. Oh, LC520 is a different one. So it's saying this would work for the Color Classic, the Performa. Okay. So these are cap kit. So Color Classic / Macintosh TV / LC575 analog PCB for part number. Okay, here's the part number 630-0349. That is what we have. 630-0349. So that is the cap kit we need for this. Okay. And then if we want to do the, here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Macintosh Color Classic Resistor Diode Kit. So is this something known to go bad? Contains parts referenced in this thread. RF1122. Let's see what this guy says. When I got this machine, the logic board had already been fully recapped, the analog board partially recapped. The display and soft power both worked, but the picture was pitched horizontally in the middle, like an hourglass. So this says chimes normally and no picture. So we get no chime, so that's not our problem. Well, it might still be an issue, but. So this thing does absolutely zero. You turn it on, you hear a zzz, like a high voltage zzz, and that's it. Here, I'll plug it in again. I'll see if I can hear it. Yeah, you hear a electronic click, probably from the transformers, and then nothing, and absolutely nothing. Okay, now I know what cap kit I need to get, so that's awesome. There's two, it says main PCB. I probably don't even need to buy this cap kit. What's the difference between this one, Macintosh Color Classic and main PCB? These are tantalums for the main PCB. So, yeah, we have the SMDs, surface mount, electrolytic. So we would need this cap kit and this cap kit for the analog board, if we were gonna attempt. Yeah, but I don't even see net glow. I don't know if I would see net glow on this type of monitor, but it definitely sounds like the high voltage turns on because you hear it. You hear it like zzz, but I don't see any signs of life on the monitor. Like the monitor doesn't kick on fully. I don't know, guys. What do we think? I have others that I haven't even attempted to turn on that I should probably test. If you guys want to see some more old computers, we can look at a few. Let me go get one. And the thing is, like, when it comes to eBay, selling these things as fully recapped is definitely a lot better than not. I don't know if it's worth the effort on some of these, but this one's yellowed pretty bad. Let's see if this one does anything. This is a classic too. So, hear the fan going. We get a screen. Hard drive works too, it's booting. Welcome to Macintosh. Alright, well this one works good. I think I actually have the keyboard and stuff for this too. Well, I don't know if I'll sell this with this one or keep it. Oh, there's some stuff in here on this computer. Alright, well here's our keyboard. So let's hook him up. There we go. Here's our mouse. That goes in to the keyboard, I think. Can we hook it up like that? I'll always feel like it's moving in there. Does keyboard work? Is it doing anything? This is like their fancy do everything port. Oh no, it's one side an output, one side an input. Nothing. Okay, let's see if I just plug the keyboard in. Or the just the mouse. Oh, it moved. Yeah, we got something. I can't tell if it's frozen or I can move these. Yeah, I'm moving those rollers around and it's not doing anything on the screen. Ah, maybe it doesn't like... Okay, so I know with the really old Windows computers, you cannot plug these in after it's on. Let's see if that's the case here. No, still not doing anything. I do have another mouse. That's why ooh, this one's a lot. There, look at this. I can move around at the top now. Can I move down, please? No. Let me go. Lock, open. So open. Come on out. There it goes. There's our rollers. Side to side roller's happy. This roller is not happy. Okay, maybe we just gotta clean this. Maybe we just need to get in this mouse. Where is our wow stick? Here it is. Let's get a... One screw came out. Here comes another one. There it is. Yeah, these are just... This one seems to work. This one doesn't seem to do shit. Well, actually, no. They both just move back and forth on the top of the screen. Ah, that clicked. We can spray some cleaner in here. But they're just eye sensors. It's literally a small... this one. It's really just a small version of the Atari football controller. But it won't leave the top of the screen for whatever reason. Let's give it another power cycle. Yank, if you wanted to know, this one says manufactured November of '92. And we have more screws we can take out of this. Let's see. Oh, that just frees this whole assembly from the bottom, don't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I don't know why these are both just moving back and forth on the... Because this one should definitely be moving it back and forth, but this one should be moving it down. Unless these just, like, these mice aren't the right mice for it or something. Okay, we got it to move down. It's just like in slow-mo. It goes all the way down to that bottom corner, and now it's just going to sit there. Is there anything I'm just inherently doing wrong here with this connection? Like, am I supposed to do this a certain way and I'm fucking it up? Anyone use these computers in high school now? Zzz, poofed. This says Apple desktop bus mouse. Yeah, so we're plugged into the bus port. Since both mice don't work, I'm thinking less and less that it is the mouse's fault. But, I don't know. Hey Rusty, yes, I was off for a bit and I came back though. I wasn't on this whole time. Well, unless you came from the first time, then yes, I've been on this whole time. Oh, this says back and forth on the cable. Let me see here. Okay, this looks like it's a data cable. I don't think this is the right cable. It just has a back and forth symbol on it. It doesn't have the bus symbol like that one does. Let me see if I can find another cable. I only have one other cable, but it's definitely not for that. It's definitely for the phone, the modem. This is a modem connector. Modem. So, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what else I gotta do here. But we got to plug this in, turn it on, and this fucking booted, so that's sick. It will open stuff if I click, it's just the back and forth is not happy. I also have sealed ink cartridge for one of these. It's only an hour. No way. No way the battery's still good on this, right? It looks like it's almost right in the time. It's probably been 50 minutes since we turned it on. It says it's 12:50, or since we plugged it in. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure out why all my mice stay at the top of the screen. Well, actually, their behavior's different. One mouse stays at the top of the screen, while the other mouse will move down the screen, but he's still just all over the damn place. It's not doing anything that makes any sense. I got all the pictures taken for those 5200 bundles. I just haven't posted them on eBay yet. I need to do that. I need to also do a stream where we just do this kind of stuff so I can... Whoa! Check out the screensaver! What the fuck? That's sick as hell. What is it doing, bruh? Summoning the fucking Matrix. Clicking the mouse does nothing to get us out of the Matrix. Okay, so this mouse doesn't seem to do anything. If I plug this mouse in, it does take us out and wants to... Yeah, this is the one that wants to go to the top and just move back and forth for fucking ever. Yeah, alright, awesome. Yeah, that's fucking great. Yeah, yeah, thank you. That's awesome. That's the one we took apart. And we take this one out, and the other one doesn't want to do anything. And we have this cable that just has a back and forth arrow. It does have all the pins like the other ones do, so we'll try it real fast. Plug it in here. Can we... Command key doesn't do anything. Let's reboot it with the keyboard plugged in. I can't, Yank. I can't. How the fuck am I gonna do that? I can't get it to close the window, bro. Ooh, we do have a SCSI port. I could get a blue SCSI and we could play all sorts of cool fucking games on this. Now that would be fucking sick. Carol letters. What is a Carol letter? And why are you cock blocking me? Carol letters. Yeah, hitting the keys on this keyboard do absolutely nothing. What if I wiggle the connection? It's not going to do anything for me. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. That was all clips from stream where we actually took these things and did initial testing on them. But now we know more or less what's wrong with them. We have a Color Classic 2, or I'm sorry, a Macintosh Classic 2 that fully boots, but the mouse does not work. Okay? And if you plug the keyboard in, the mouse doesn't work at all. But if you just have the mouse plugged in, then you do get some movement on the top of the screen, but that's about it. So, we also figured out what model of analog board we have in the Color Classic. So we bought recap kits for the analog board of the Color Classic as well as the logic board of the Color Classic. Since the other one seemed to be working okay, other than the mouse issue, I only bought a recap for the logic board. So through the rest of this video, we are going to recap the logic board for both computers. And then we are going to recap the analog board for the Color Classic 2, or the Color Classic. And sorry, I keep getting these things all confused. And after that, we're going to see how they do. See if we can get the Color Classic to turn on at all, because that's the one that currently just does not do anything. And then we're also going to look at getting our Macintosh Classic 2 to have a good mouse. So let's get into that. So after recapping the analog board as well as the logic board for the Color Classic, it did boot. It works. I did find that it does absolutely nothing unless you hit the power button on the keyboard, so you have to have the keyboard. So with the keyboard, we were able to get it to boot. Now, if I were to figure that out beforehand and plugged it in and hit the button, it there for a while, it sometimes worked, but after recapping the logic board, it seems to work every time now when you try to boot it. So, yippee there. I also tested the floppy drive on that. It reads floppies just fine. This Macintosh hard drive was pretty much completely factory. There was nothing additional cool on it to really snoop around at, which is sad. I like finding old files and figuring out what people were using this for, 20 some years ago, 30 years ago. But anyways, that one seems happy. So yeah, it just needed a recap, which you can say it's easy to do, but it does take a lot of time. So recapping the whole analog board and logic board really did it. The logic board capacitors were disgusting. They were very leaky. So I imagine every single one of these, if it has the original capacitors, is gonna need a cap kit. Okay, time to cap the other one, the Classic 2. This one has a lot less surface mount capacitors on the logic board. I think the kit was only like 10 or so capacitors. So we'll get this done, we'll get it back in the machine, and we'll see if that fixes the fact that our mouse bus is not doing anything. Okay, so I don't really show the testing initially after the recap, but I can assure you that nothing changed about our mouse issue. After the recap, the board still booted fine. The mouse can move at the top of the screen if it's only a mouse, but if there's a keyboard plugged in, it does absolutely nothing. So let's talk about this. I went ahead and pulled up the schematic for this. The Mac bus is a 4-pin system, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes into this J6, I think ours was labeled LP2, jumper pin thing. And so I went ahead and probed these to what they were connected to. Our pin 4 connected to ground, good. Our pin 1 connected to pin 20 of that chip, good. Our pin 24 of that chip connected to 2, good. But when it comes between pin 3 and our LP2, there is no connection at all. It is connected to 5 volt on the other side, but we have a break between LP2 and pin 3 of our bus connector. So what we need to do, or what I ended up doing, is that is LP2. It's 4 like loop wires on there. I guess that's just for troubleshooting, because I don't see what else they add to the system. Maybe jumping over existing traces on the board or something. But yeah, no connection there. So we added a little jumper wire to go between the bus plug and our LP2. And then I used some UV curable glue, solder mask, whatever you want to call it, to keep the board down. The one didn't adhere right, so I went ahead and retouched that up. There we go. Now it's on the board good. So with that jumper wire, and that was our 5 volt line, which explains why our mouse was trying to work and our keyboard didn't at all, because the keyboard definitely needs that voltage to work. And if you want to put anything on the bus after the keyboard, I assure you need the 5 volt. So, but let's add our sticker now, because we've made a modification to the board. We can say that we did it, and it works. Here's us getting into some games and other things. Super exciting, super exciting. The mouse works great. The hard drive boots up every time. So this is just going to be some compilation pictures of the cool files we found on here. Some letters written to mom and dad. Lots of games are on this one. And both of these machines are working now. So thanks so much for hanging out with me here and going through and seeing if we could get these two guys to work. It was really just a recap that all of these machines are going to need eventually. And then after the recap, we did have to do some diagnostics with the ports for the mouse. And that ended up just being a broken trace, which probably was broken from leaky capacitors leaking on the logic board and eating away at the vias. So, yeah, thank you.